In a world that rewards noise, the emotionally powerful woman moves with silence. She understands a truth too many never learn. Words are fleeting, but presence, unshakable and composed, speaks louder than any argument, any accusation, any fleeting display of emotion. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." In these words lies the quiet strength of restraint, the invisible armor of those who have mastered themselves. We live among storms of reaction, where anger, pride, and impatience are celebrated as strength. Yet she knows the Stoic way. True power is born in the mastery of self. She does not raise her voice to demand attention, for attention is meaningless unless it is earned through discipline, calm, and clarity. She waits. She observes. She understands the intentions and weaknesses of others, not to manipulate, but to remain unshaken by their chaos. We can learn from this. The emotionally powerful woman does not need to justify herself, explain her choices, or defend her boundaries. Her silence is a fortress. Every unspoken word is a lesson in patience, a demonstration that emotions, when unchecked, are chains, not wings. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." She suffers less because she does not hand her power to the whims of anger, jealousy, or pride. She chooses instead to act with deliberation, to speak only when it furthers her purpose or shields her integrity. Her silence is not emptiness. It is strategy. It is a mirror to those who underestimate her, reflecting their own impulsive weaknesses. It is a quiet rebellion against a world that confuses noise with intelligence, reaction with authority, and immediacy with wisdom. By speaking less, she preserves her energy, her dignity, and her inner strength. She knows that in stillness lies clarity, and in clarity lies freedom. We should not envy her silence, but emulate it. Every moment we resist the urge to react, to indulge in petty disputes, to surrender to emotional chaos, we step closer to the freedom she embodies. The emotionally powerful woman teaches us that our voice is not our power, our composure is. Our discipline, our fortitude, our ability to remain unmoved while the world rages, this is the true measure of strength. The emotionally powerful woman knows the value of absence. She understands that retreat is not surrender, but strength. When chaos surrounds her, when others try to provoke, manipulate, or test her limits, she steps back. In this deliberate withdrawal, she gains clarity. She observes, evaluates, and chooses her response carefully, knowing that the impulse to react is often the greatest enemy of reason. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Her silence is her shield, her distance, her strategy. We live in a world addicted to immediate gratification, where reacting impulsively is mistaken for passion and engagement. But she knows better. She recognizes that true power lies in self-possession, in controlling one's inner state even when the outer world is turbulent. When someone seeks to draw her into conflict, she resists, not out of fear, but out of mastery. By not engaging, she denies others the satisfaction of controlling her emotions. Her calm becomes a mirror, reflecting the folly of those who cannot command themselves. In this restraint, there is freedom. She does not need validation from others, nor does she allow their judgments to dictate her value. Her power grows silently, like roots extending deep into the soil, unseen but unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." She internalizes this truth. Every attempt to provoke her is an opportunity to strengthen her composure, to reaffirm her principles, and to rise above triviality. We can learn from this quiet vigilance. She chooses her words as carefully as a sculptor chooses each stroke. She speaks only when it serves truth, when it maintains dignity, or when it furthers her purpose. Every unspoken retort, every avoided argument is a testament to her self-control and foresight. She teaches that restraint is not weakness. It is the ultimate demonstration of power. Let us consider our own lives. How often do we hand our power away with hasty words, angry messages, or reactive judgments? The emotionally powerful woman reminds us that the highest mastery is over ourselves. By cultivating patience, choosing our battles, and valuing inner calm over external chaos, we too can command respect without raising our voice. In silence, we discover our strength. In patience, we find freedom. And in discipline, we create influence that words alone could never achieve. The emotionally powerful woman understands that not all battles are worth fighting. She recognizes the subtle danger of energy wasted on those who cannot appreciate it, on conflicts that serve no purpose, and on words that might inflame rather than resolve. As Seneca once wrote, "We are often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." She internalizes this lesson daily, knowing that engaging in every dispute, answering every slight, is a surrender of her inner peace. Her silence is not apathy, it is discernment. We observe her in moments where others erupt with anger, pride, or jealousy. She does not rush to defend herself. She does not feel compelled to justify her actions or prove her worth. Instead, she evaluates the situation with calm objectivity. In that space, she finds power. By not reacting, she maintains sovereignty over her mind, her emotions, and her presence. Every impulsive reply she avoids is a reinforcement of her strength. Her restraint demonstrates an understanding of human nature. Many conflicts arise not from reason, but from unchecked emotion. Her silence communicates more than words ever could. It signals to those around her that she is guided by principle, not by provocation. It shows that she is not easily manipulated, that her self-worth does not depend on external validation. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If someone does wrong, it is because of their own ignorance. Do not be disturbed by it." She embodies this wisdom, recognizing that others' actions reflect their character, not hers. By refusing to participate in petty quarrels, she preserves her energy for matters of true significance. Moreover, her silence serves as a mirror. In it, those who seek to control, demean, or provoke her confront their own behavior. Her calm exposes their lack of self-mastery, subtly teaching lessons they cannot learn through argument. She demonstrates that influence comes not from aggression, but from composure, not from noise, but from quiet confidence. Every unspoken word, every withheld retort is a lesson in restraint and strength. We too can learn from this example. In a world obsessed with reaction and recognition, choosing silence is a radical act of control. It is an acknowledgement that our inner state is more valuable than temporary victories. It is a commitment to reason over impulse, to peace over conflict, and to dignity over drama. The emotionally powerful woman shows us that true strength is often invisible, measured not by what is spoken, but by what is withheld, and by the calm certainty that comes from mastery of oneself. The emotionally powerful woman knows the weight of her words, and she speaks only when they carry meaning. In a world that rewards noise, she understands the silent strength of measured speech. Epictetus reminds us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." She listens more than she talks, not out of fear or hesitation, but from a deep understanding that insight comes from observation and reflection, not from the clamor of opinions. When others speak impulsively, she observes the currents beneath their words, the fears, insecurities, and hidden motives that drive them. She discerns truth from pretense, intentions from illusions. Her silence is a shield, protecting her from unnecessary entanglements, while her attention becomes a weapon of discernment. Every word she chooses to withhold is a demonstration of control over herself and over the impressions she allows others to form of her. She does not reveal her entire self to those who are unworthy or unready to understand it. Her quietness is a strategic force. By not giving away her thoughts freely, she commands attention and respect. People are drawn to her because they sense an inner world that is rich, deliberate, and unshakable. Like Marcus Aurelius advised, she cultivates an inner citadel, a fortress of mind that remains untouched by the trivial storms of others. Her silence is not passive. It is active mastery of her environment, a declaration that she cannot be hurried, manipulated, or diminished. Moreover, she recognizes that silence allows her to act with clarity when it truly matters. Every decision, every response is calculated, not reactive. She knows that impulsive speech can betray emotion, reveal weakness, or empower those who seek to destabilize her. By remaining calm and reserved, she maintains her dignity and authority, teaching a subtle but undeniable lesson. Power resides in self-mastery, not in loud assertion. We can draw from her example in our own lives. In situations of tension, insult, or provocation, the choice to remain silent is often the most potent expression of intelligence and strength. By listening more, observing more, and speaking only with purpose, we protect our inner peace while influencing the world around us in ways that are profound and lasting. The emotionally powerful woman shows us that silence is more than absence of sound. It is a presence of mind, a declaration of control, and a reflection of an unwavering soul. The emotionally powerful woman understands that her energy is sacred. She does not scatter it on trivialities, gossip, or the fleeting drama of others' lives. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." She embodies this truth, guarding her attention as if it were a rare treasure. By staying silent, she preserves her mental and emotional resources, allowing them to be deployed with precision when the moment truly demands it. Every word she refrains from speaking is an investment in her composure, her clarity, and her ultimate influence. Her silence is also an act of observation. While others rush to speak, to react, to assert themselves, she studies the world in quiet reflection. She notices patterns in behavior, the hidden fears that drive people's actions, and the subtle signals that reveal true intentions. In this, she demonstrates the Stoic principle of discerning what is within her control and what is not. She cannot command others' words or emotions, but she can command her response, and often, the most powerful response is none at all. Her quietude becomes a mirror, reflecting the impulsiveness and folly of those around her without her ever lifting a finger. There is also an unspoken authority in her silence. By choosing not to reveal her thoughts prematurely, she cultivates mystery, depth, and respect. People are drawn to her because they sense that she holds a world they cannot easily access, a mind disciplined, a heart steady, a spirit unshaken. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. She does not need to argue, to explain, or to justify. Her presence, calm and deliberate, communicates more than any words could. Her silence is a subtle assertion of power, a declaration that she answers only when it matters. Ultimately, her silence is not emptiness, it is strength. It is the ability to endure provocation without reaction, to maintain clarity amidst chaos, and to act with purpose rather than emotion. In remaining quiet, she demonstrates that power is not measured by volume, but by self-mastery. She reminds us that the most compelling influence often comes not from speaking, but from being, steady, composed, and impervious to the noise of the world. We too can adopt this practice. By valuing our energy, observing before responding, and speaking only with intention, we transform silence into a tool of wisdom and influence. The emotionally powerful woman teaches us that strength lies not in ceaseless expression, but in the calm, unwavering presence of a mind that refuses to be disturbed. In her silence, there is a language more eloquent than words, the language of control, discernment, and unshakable integrity. The emotionally powerful woman knows that silence is not weakness. It is strategy. She understands that words, once spoken, cannot be taken back. Each phrase carries weight. Each reaction reveals a fragment of her inner state. In a world that constantly pressures us to perform, to justify, and to react, she chooses restraint. As Epictetus taught, It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By remaining silent, she maintains control over her inner world, refusing to surrender it to the whims and provocations of others. Her silence is a shield against unnecessary conflict. She does not engage with every insult, every slight, every petty challenge. Instead, she observes, evaluates, and acts only when action aligns with purpose and principle. Like a seasoned general in battle, she understands the cost of wasted energy. By conserving her voice, she preserves the clarity of her mind and the sharpness of her decisions. The world may rush to speak, to argue, to impress, but she moves with deliberate calm, unaffected by the clamor around her. Moreover, her quietude becomes a mirror to those around her. People reveal their true character when met with silence. Lies, insecurities, and intentions become evident without her ever needing to intervene. She does not manipulate or control. She simply observes, allowing truth to surface naturally. In this, she embodies the Stoic idea that virtue is demonstrated through action and self-mastery, not through constant explanation or defense. Finally, her silence communicates an unspoken power. It commands attention, respect, and a certain awe. People instinctively sense that she operates from a place of inner strength, not from ego or fear. She does not need to convince anyone of her value. Her composed presence says it all. In the restraint of her words, she wields influence far greater than those who speak incessantly. We too can learn from this discipline. By choosing when to speak, valuing our energy, and maintaining our inner equilibrium, we turn silence into a tool of insight and power. The emotionally powerful woman reminds us that in a world of noise, the one who masters quiet carries a force that words alone can never achieve.